guys. So today is Monday, January 28th, and today was the day that I went to meet with the radiologist. I don't have his name with me. I'll tell you at another time. I'm sorry, I had my whole package, but I left it out in the front room. He was a really nice doctor, and the nurses and personnel, they were really, you could tell they were really caring people. It was a nice experience. So I'm going to start ChemoRadiation therapy on February 11th. On Thursday, February 7th, I go in for a test run. Today, I thought it was just going to be a consultation, but I actually got a CT scan as well as my tattoos. Now, that was a shock. You know, I have tattoos. There's this one that is a matching tattoo with my daughter. Why can't I? Anyway, my daughter and I have matching tattoos with our Hawaiian names on them. And then I have my haunt tattoo. This is Deathworks was my haunted house. Hopefully I'll be able to resume it once I get better. Myself, pardon the bra, sorry. I mean, it's like a bathing suit, whatever. My cast and I have matching tattoos because they're my scary family, they're my haunt family. I love them and miss them so incredibly much. I'm used to having a house full all the time, and now that I'm not doing the haunt, it's just, I mean, I see them. It's not that I don't see them. A lot of them are trying to stay away from me because they've been exposed to colds and flus, so they're trying not to get me sick, and I love them for that, but I sure miss the hell out of them. Yeah, radiation tattoos, it's a thing. You get one on, okay, well, you go in, I went in for my consultation, I talked to the doctor. He was great about answering all of my questions, and I'll get into all of that information in a bit. Then he asked me, do you have time to do a CT? And I was like, sure. So, took about an extra half an hour, wasn't a big deal. And it was a no contrast CT, which made me so happy because I am so over the whole contrast thing. The last one, I had some really like fierce stomach cramping right after I got out of the CT. Don't know if it was from chemo or if it was from the contrast, but it was not the business. Pardon me. So, nose is still leaking. I still have the chemo in my system because the cold is affecting my fingertips and my throat still, so working that off. I should probably say there's no more FOLFIRINOX protocol. So no more of the oxaliplatin that makes you cold to sensitive to cold. No more irinotecan that causes my stomach cramping and you know, Hershey squirts. But anyway, he asked me to do a CT, so I was like, yeah, we'll get that done. And I'm like, cool. He didn't mention tattoos. And he probably goes through so many consultations that it probably just slipped his mind. But I have a lot. I have one more on my back. I have a huge one on the bottom of my right leg. And then another on my lower left leg. Yeah. Went in. I was put in a gown. I kept my jeans on. They just have you pull your jeans down so it doesn't interfere with the whole setting you up for the abdominal scan thing. And you're covered. no shoes on, and no bra, obviously. And then you have a gown, opens in the back. You lay down on the table, and there's like this little spongy thing that supports your neck. It was really comfortable. And there's two like handle things here. And you're supposed to hold them, but when I held them and they were backing me into the CT thing, my elbow was like whacking the side. Not hard or nothing, it was touching the side. So I just pretty much crossed my hands behind my head so I would, you know, go through there. And I'm 5'2". I'm very small, so I'm small now. So you're in there, and they put they take a Sharpie and they mark your body up. I don't want to show you. I still have Sharpie marks on me, and I've showered and they're still there. They put a sticker on top of a few areas, and they ask if you could try to keep it on. If you can't, you can't, but it helps them to line you up. And it's really cool because you're laying down on this bed, and he's like, okay, I'm going to tuck you in. It's kind of like I'm putting you in a bounding box. And it was pretty much maybe from the knees down. But he pressed up on the sides and on the bottom of my feet. And you're actually shrink wrapped into this little thing. He pressed a button and it kind of like, shrunk wrap around my feet. And that's to make sure that when each time you get on the table for radiation, that you're in the same exact position that you were when they lined you up. So, did the Sharpie marks, vacuformed my feet and lower legs, and then sent me through for a CT. There was none of the whole breathe in, hold your breath, you know, that whole automated CT voice that talks to you when you get one. There was none of that. It was just pretty much taking pictures, and when that was done, he came over and he's like, okay, we're going to do your tattoos. What? I'm like, how many? It's like 3. They're 3 dots. They're 3 dots. And truth be told, it wasn't that bad. But when you're laying down on the table, it's like, I've lost a lot of weight, so my skin just kind of like, that's a pretty picture I just painted for you, right? So your skin just kind of, gravity, your boobs, your skin, whatever. But it's like your ribs are like right there. And you get one on the right rib, one on the left rib, and one in the middle. And, he did the middle first. Pink, Oh, okay, that's cool. He did the left. I will never have a tattoo on my rib cage. Never. Because I'm just not that bitch. I can't. I have a high pain tolerance. That stung so bad. And it's a dot. I'm like, yeah, I'll never get a rib cage tat. Big props to those of you who have one, because it would not be me. Although, when he came over to do the right side, it wasn't bad. So maybe I have more meat on my right side than I do on my left. I don't know. But I have 3 dots now, and they're just, black ink. And what that's for is when they put you on the table for radiation, they put these laser beams on you, and they make sure that you're lined exactly where you need to be, so that the radiation is concentrated where it needs to be concentrated. So let's get to the information that I got from the doctor. Before I forget, with the full Farinox protocol, this was really good for me. I left it out at room temperature, and for whatever reason, I mean, I have chemo tongue still feels like it's burned, but for whatever reason, the bubbles just kind of help with that whole chemo tongue thing. And my favorite flavor of Perrier is watermelon, so I just hit my head. Just a tip, a helpful tip. I also use biotin toothpaste and mouthwash. It's predominantly for dry mouth, but it really helped through the full Farinox protocol. I brushed my tongue Only like gagged once for going back too far. You could, you know how far you can go back before you start dry heaving. But it helps. It helps a lot. And it's not there. I'll have to dig it out. I thankfully never had any mouth sores. My tongue would get white. It's not so white now, but it would get white, and when I brushed with the biotin, morning and night, it would, I haven't done that yet. I'm not ready for bed yet. It would get rid of that. So, there's that. I'm sorry. I thought there's some stuff that I bought in case I were to get mouth sores. Calprox or something like that. I think I had it in a previous video. Please go back and check it out. I think I did when I was showing my edibles and all of that. I believe it was in that video. If not, another video coming up soon. I'll try to add it to it. But it's for mouth sores, and it's a natural alternative to Oragel. Oragel you can only use for a certain amount of time, certain amount of uses per day. This natural alternative, which is, I believe it's a cloves base. It's made with cloves. You can use multiple times, and it won't have any effect on you or the medications that you're taking or anything like that. I read it up on a homeopathy. Wow. Homeopathy website that had suggested that. So I didn't use it, so because I didn't have mouth sores, but just in case any of you do, I hear that works really, really well. So there's that. I'm still reading my Radical Remission book. I bring it to bed with me every night, and I read it until I pass out. So still reading that one. Okay, back to radiation. Sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. Today is like my first day where I'm feeling really energetic. I got my 2-mile walk in today and came home and made some stir fry for dinner with my oldest son, and it was really good. I ate like a beast. Trying to put on weight before this whole radiation thing starts, so yeah. So radiation for pancreatic cancer, the specific radiation that I'm getting is going to affect a part of my stomach as well as the small bowel, because they're right there. What could happen is radiation could cause scar tissue, and there is a 10% chance that scar tissue will form in the small bowel and create a blockage. It seems as though my specific protocol is like fast tracked. It's 15 days, so it's 3 weeks, Monday through Friday. I have Saturday and Sunday off. Sundays I go in for a blood test to make sure that I'm okay to to make sure that I'm okay to proceed with the next week's dosage. So I was told that I would have chemo on Monday and then go to radiation afterward. But the way it got set up is the first one they set up my chemotherapy for, I believe it's 9 o'clock in the morning, which is great because you guys know I love morning appointments, so they did awesome. The only problem is my radiologist only has 9:45 appointments available for me for radiation. So it's 9:45 every morning for the next, from February 11th through, I believe it's March 1st. I have an email into my patient advocate because I need to change my chemo appointments. Now, I spoke with Brenda this morning, but it was before I got to see my radiation doctor and set up my appointments. And her and I got to talking about the chemo that I will be receiving. The names it goes by are Gemzar or gemcitabine. Now, my oncologist said it won't knock out my hair, but when Brenda and I spoke, one of the side effects are hair loss, so I might be losing my hair. I've said in previous videos, if it goes, it goes. I'm not necessarily happy about it, but when this thing works, I'll be happy. So I don't know if I'm going to get on camera with a bald head or not. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to picture myself bald, and the funny thing is I've worn bald caps for Halloween before, but for whatever reason I can't remember what I look like. I'll probably, rock a beanie, or my wig quotient will increase. I like wigs. I wear wigs. Well, I haven't worn a wig since November, but I have a lot. And I'll probably more so experiment with color. I have wigs that I've made. So I might start wearing wigs for my videos. I may show up without my hair one day. I don't know. But from what I understand, it knocks your hair out between the first and second cycle, so it's pretty quick. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. As a female, we're very much attached to our hair, and with me, I've had a hate relationship with my hair since I was young. My hair is extremely curly, like kinky curly. You can't really tell, but it was always thick. Now it's thin. It's really thin, especially after going through FOLFIRINOX. I actually put some fibers in my hair so it doesn't look super thin, but it is. Yeah, you can kind of tell right there. Yeah. So, yeah, I've had issues with my hair all my life. I never appreciated it, and now I may lose it, and it's like, oof. So there's that to contend with. I have a couple weeks, this weekend, next week, to come to grips with it, so I'll be doing that. But I need to speak with Brenda to reschedule all 3 of my chemotherapy appointments, and I'm really, really hoping, as the doctor said, that they will still be before the radiation. I don't know why, but I get the feeling that I'm not going to want to do radiation and then show up for the infusion for chemotherapy. The radiologist explained that I'm going to feel fatigued. I may have flu-like symptoms. Diarrhea is a side effect. Nausea is a side effect. He said nausea, didn't say vomiting, but I'm guessing they go hand in hand. My doctor just re-upped my Zofran and promethazine, so I will have those on hand, but I was led to understand that I'll probably be nauseated all 15 days. So that's not the business, but I'm just hoping I don't barf, because I don't want to lose any more weight. What else? There were some like scary ass side effects listed in this paper that I was given, like blood in your urine, blood in your vomit, not being able to breathe, not being able to swallow, vomiting more than 4 times in a 24-hour period, dizziness, lethargy. So there's some scary side effects. And, you know, back to the whole scar tissue thing in the bowel causing a blockage. So, I don't know. It's 10%. It'd be cool if it were like 5%, but it's not. But I'm not even going to focus on that. I'm just going to focus on shrinking the tumor. I don't know if in my last video I've mentioned it, but I've been experiencing, like, right here, but in my back, straight across my back, like numbing, just out of nowhere. It just gets numb. And it'll stay like that for a few minutes, and then it'll go away. There's no pain or anything. Well, my oncologist said it's because of the tumor. It's like side effects from the tumor, which is weird, but he said it's nothing to worry about. I thought it was like a new side effect from FOLFIRINOX because, you know, I had 6 cycles, so I figured, oh, we're getting deep in there, so I figured, you know, 6 cycle stuff is gonna start popping up. So there's that. The gems are gemcitabine, hair loss, nausea. From what I've read online, the GemZar chemo is easier to tolerate than FOLFIRINOX. So that's a good thing. But then again, everybody's different, so I won't know until I get it. But I really do hope that I'm able to get my chemotherapy before my radiation on the days that I get both. Wow, I'm so sorry. On the days that I get both, sorry. Trying to think if there's anything else. When I go back on the 7th, it's for a trial run. They're going to set me up as though I'm receiving the radiation, and I mean even down to the whole, I guess you're put on a table and a machine that like circles your whole body and like zaps you. From what the doctor told me, the appointment is only 15 minutes. Only 15 minutes long, and most of that time is spent getting your body in the correct place to receive the radiation. The radiation itself is only 3 minutes long. But it's felt like, oh God, it's felt right after. I don't know what's up with me. I was fine. I sit down to do a video, I'm yawning, and sorry. Let's see what else. I don't think there was much of anything else. I'm going to spend these next few days trying to work out this, the last of the FOLFIRINOX protocol, get out of my body. Exercising. I actually, like, oh man, I forget what the song was. I heard a song that I haven't heard. Sorry, I got a message on my screen. I heard a song on TV today that I hadn't heard in years, and I just started dancing around the front room, and it felt good to like be happy and dance and feel normal. That was like the best. Then I went to drink my green juice, and it was way too cold, and stabby. Almost died. So dramatic. It was stabby. What else? taken my supplements. All's good in that. This hair thing, though, it's got me, you know, sometimes I think about just, you know, just shaving my head. But it's funny because I was going to do that before the full Ferrinox protocol. And my oldest son was like, Mom, you don't know what's going to happen. Just leave your hair alone. It should be fine. We'll see, you know. And after my 5th cycle, I was in the bathroom brushing my teeth and getting ready. And my son knocked on my door and I told him to come in, and he's standing there and he's just looking at me while I'm fixing my hair, and I'm like, what? And he's like, aren't you glad you didn't shave your head? I'm like, okay, you were right, bub, you were right. So I started talking about it again and he just gave me the face. So I'm like, okay, I won't shave my head. But if it starts coming out in clumps, I'm not trying to look crazy. You know, if I still had a haunt, I'd be okay with that. I would look crazy. But ain't nobody trying to look crazy if they're not in a haunt. So, I mean, unless I could think of a really good special effects makeup to do with my hair looking bananas, then I'd be all for that. But then again, that shit would be floating around through the internet forever if I did it looking crazy. So, I don't know. Do I care? I don't think so. I don't think so. My nails, oh my God. They're like really strong and they're growing really like, they're growing. I bit them. I bit them off during a movie, and not down to the nub or nothing, but I like bit the length off. So it was like double this. But you know, I'm going through chemo. You would think they would be like weak, and they're can you hear that? They're like strong. It's amazing to me. It's amazing how your body can feel like utter shit, and yet your nails are strong. And they're usually weak. My nails are usually so weak. But yeah, I'm kind of excited about that. I haven't seen my own nail growth in a long time. Because I'm an acrylic nail wearer. I'm a big fan. But I stopped once I knew I was going to start chemo. Because, you know, they put that little pulse oximeter on you and it needs to be able to read your oxygen in your blood. So, plus, you know, surgery for the port. Port's doing good. Crazy thing about the port, when I'm like standing up, you can't see it here. Oh, maybe you can't. Yeah, see, there's 3 dots. You can literally see the dots. That's how much weight I lost. My scars looks like it's healing pretty good. I haven't put any vitamin E oil or anything on it really. So I think that's gonna look nice. I'm thinking after everything is done and over with, I get my Whipple and I'm cleared and there's no more cancer in me, I'm gonna put like ouchie. I haven't decided yet. I was thinking about putting a little tattoo over it that says ouchie or survivor or something positive, you know, hope, faith maybe, because my faith going through this has strengthened so much. I'm not a super religious person. I never have been. But my faith is really strong, and there's a peace inside of me now that I haven't had in years, and I know that I've got that through my faith in God. So maybe it'll say faith. I think that's it, guys. If you have any questions, I did post a question in my pancreatic cancer support group. Asking if anybody's been through, oh, I can feel a yawn coming. I'm going to try to fight it. Sorry. Asking if anybody's been through ChemoRadiation therapy and what their experience is, and if they have any tips or anything like that, advice for me. So when I come back, I'll let you guys know whenever I find out. Today, you know, I came home and I was doing like a bunch of crafting, and I did some wall decor, I did some floral arrangement.